Well, YouTube, it is happening once again. Prices across the board from Prismatic to 151 to Paldean Fates are having crazy price jumps, and in today's video, we will be breaking that down, and more specifically, we'll be talking about how that will hurt, grow your portfolio, etc., and breaking down my personal opinions as a Pokemon investor. Let's dive right into this, guys. So, I want to hop right into this because it's very important. And I love to always do constant market updates because, on this channel, that's what we try to do. But before I do that, I'm not a financial advisor, so take this for your own advice. And if you do want to support your boy and join an exclusive membership with videos, shorts, comments, etc., you can go ahead and join for $4.99, like a Pokemon pack a month. So right now, guys, if we go to Prismatic Evolution ETBs, we had a major moment in history, actually, when Prismatic ETBs officially broke below the $100 point. And I specifically said that I'm going to let it free fall. I'm kind of curious how low this will go. And we got the answer. It's been around 2 weeks at the time of recording this. Right now it's June 17th. June 5th is when we sort of had officially that moment. And we saw that the lowest they went to, guys, is around $95. And speaking, I just let that happen. I was kind of curious, bro, like how low this can go, and $95, guys, was the all-time low of Prismatic ETBs. Kind of crazy how, if we go back, 3 months, the all-time low, guys, was like, 110. And just if you waited May, June, literally 1 month later, you would find them for literally $20 cheaper. So forecasting, predicting what will happen in another month, will they drop another $20? I don't know. This is kind of crazy, so that's why I'm bringing this video in there. And then as well as the Costco bundles, which in my opinion was the main reason for the Prismatic ETB crashes, they have seen a significant jump, guys, in price from an all-time low of around 140 all the way up, guys, to around 152. Sure, is that a major dip in change? Not really, but it's a major sweep, guys, from literally just through 4 days it went up $10. It's kind of crazy, how fast these things sold out and how fast they climbed up again. And I stood by the reason of people who just wanted to sell them just did that. It's pretty straightforward. And then now, it happens every release day from Destin, Prismatic, Journey Together. Prices always crash, guys, when they come out, and then a few days later they climb back up again. And then going to 151 has had a very interesting stake. The 151 booster bundles aren't really the greatest product to look at in general because they have their little spikes, they have their little dips, but if you look at the 3 months, guys, they've gone up 6%. And is this really dramatic? Not really, but it's really interesting to look at this because 151 is this, bro. This is 151. Like, if you guys look at the graph right here, this is how it always looks. Like, I remember when I started recording this channel, these booster bundles were literally $60, and it's been around 5 months later, and now they're like 65, 68. So not too much of a crazy change, but it is growth in the set. And then in general, 151 has been seeing some pretty strong growth, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. Past month down 20%, which is really nice. Main reason is because these are getting reprinted the frick out of. And then we have like the Zapdos, which is also collapsing right now. So 151 is a very interesting set to pick at as an investor because there are certain products that Pokemon's printing right now. Obviously, like the 151 ETB, they're not reprinting those at the moment. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. But the Alakazam boxes, Zapdos boxes are collapsing while the booster bundles are not. And then I do want to talk about Paldean Fates because Paldean Fates has seen a major, guys, what I like to call scam. What's going on right now is the ETB has just gotten a buyout, which practically means, guys, if we look at the ETBs right here, we could see that just within a few days from June 10th all the way to June, I don't know, bro, let's go 3 months. There's not too many orders. I think 1 month looks better. You guys can see it visually better. 5 purchases every day, whatever, to now all of a sudden 32 in 1 day. And we can see, guys, how that price literally jumped 26% practically in 1 day. So we're seeing a major buyout in the ETBs. And I got a comment in my previous video saying, Pokestocks, any updates on the Paldean Fates reprints? Honestly, guys, I have no idea what's going on with this set right now. To be honest, this set is really a what I like to call a waited out set because right now we haven't gotten any news of it. There hasn't been major restocks of it. You know, you can't go to Best Buy, you can't go to your vending machine and have a high chance of finding these. I haven't, at least, so keep that in mind. You know, also this set doesn't have a booster box or anything like that, so it's a little bit harder to do the pack to price ratio, if that makes sense. I'll get to that a little bit later. And then with the booster bundles, they also have been seeing a little bit of an increase, just like the 151 bundles. You know, bundles, guys, in general, I do want to make it pretty clear. Bundles, the booster bundles is a very interesting product that Pokemon released, because it practically is, in my opinion, a tiny booster box, right? Because this is exactly what the product is. There's no stickers, there's no promos. It's literally just packs. Drinking my coffee real quick. And yeah, it's practically a mini booster box, so Pokemon can do whatever they want with these, and you know, it's an interesting product, to say the least. So I don't really know what to say about these bundles, man. They're interesting. Paldean Fates bundles, guys, have gone up 9% in 1 month, which is kind of big. But in general, I do want to make it pretty clear is that, you know, we did see a little bit of a dip, and dips in general, because if you guys have been watching Pokemon people going to Walmart, etc., they've been finding those Paldean Fates booster bundles, and that's been happening periodically throughout, you know, the past few months. So that's why this hasn't had the, you know, dips, ups and downs. Right now we're going on an uptrend with this, up 9%, as I said. Haven't seen any of these recently in any videos, and that's sort of about it. And then I do want to go to Poke Notify, guys, because as you all know, I do like to use them just for some quick references, and obviously I'm not sponsored or anything by them, so just we do whatever you want with this information. As an investor, I do want to make it pretty obvious or pretty clear to you guys that, you know, what's going on in the market today doesn't guarantee that it will be it tomorrow. For example, if we look at the Prismatic ETBs, just because we're seeing a change right now in the market from $95 all the way up to $105, that doesn't mean that Prismatic ETBs will continue to climb. Do not have FOMO, man. That's one thing you guys have to learn if you're going to be investing into Pokemon cards. More importantly, if you actually want to see sustainable growth in the market, or in your portfolios, I should say, then you should just buy a product for a fixed price. I remember telling in my last video, you know, when Prismatic ETBs hit like $95, like, now is your time to buy if you really want to make money. And theoretically, right now, if you would have bought them at $95, you know, say you bought 3 of them, you practically, quote unquote, made $30 profit. But that doesn't mean that just within 2 more weeks, these are not going to hit $95 again, and you'll be losing money. But what this channel is all about, when you guys have to realize this, is long-term investing, and that's all this channel has really been focused on the premise of. Because if I go to TCG Play right here and I look up Lost Origin, because Lost Origin is a great example of this, I managed to pick up ETBs, for example, for, if we go back almost a year now, if we go to when we had the Black Friday event, so we had a massive dip right now, guys, to 40, and then we saw the massive climb right now to 100. And I remember saying that, you know, this was a great purchase, because if you hold it for the long term, you'll see good growth. And, you know, just, I'm not, probably like 6 months later right now where we're at, you saw a 2x growth into the product, which sort of, I think, will happen to Prismatic. But as Prismatic is a newer set, you have to know that it is going to have some more reprints later on. Just give me 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. So yeah, sort of going on what I was saying, just having the little ups and downs in the market is kind of usual right now, but keep that in mind, so don't get FOMO'd by the title is all I'm trying to say here, guys. Sorry about that. Just give me 1 more second. I gotta drink some coffee. So practically, that's sort of the premise about it. But I do want to hop into another premise of the video, which I think is very important, and for a lot of you guys, this is something you're probably dealing with right now. If you have been looking to invest into cards, you know, right, like buying Prismatic now doesn't guarantee that will profit in the long run, because the set has so much more print run left, or 151 are Paldean Fates. And if you guys are looking to invest into much of the older sets, I made a recent video actually talking about the Sword and Shield products you should invest in. And looking back on that video, you know, things have changed. Lost Origin ETBs climbed again, and you know, prices across the board have just gotten kind of freaking nuts, guys. Like a Lost Origin booster bundle hitting almost $100, in my opinion, is mind-boggling. I don't even know how that even happened, to be honest. It's just crazy. But I do want to bring up something. If you guys have been looking for a set to invest in, I do think, honestly, there is one that, in my opinion, hasn't really been respected the growth it should have, which is Shining Fates. And the reason I say this, right? The only reason I say that this set, in my opinion, is really, really affordable right now, guys, is that the chase card is $100 practically, right? A Charizard VMAX, a shiny, the only one we have ever gotten, like officially. I don't know if there's promos. I don't know if there's another shiny variant. But the main chase card of this set, guys, is $100, and that's pretty freaking cheap. In fact, I picked this card up for $100 2 years ago, so it's not like I've really seen any growth. And it's kind of crazy. I overpaid. It was an LGS. That's why, you know, I could have bought it for probably $50 at the time. But I don't regret it because I saw growth, right? $10 market price right now, increase, whatever. But, you know, Shining Fates, guys, is a sword and shield set. And we know that Sword and Shield, guys, right now is inflated to the max with Lost Origin booster boxes, Silver Tempest, and everything right now. Keep hitting all-time highs. You know, Fusion Strike booster boxes are like 800 now. I can't believe I'm saying these numbers, bro. It's just mind-boggling. Let's check Evolving Skies just for the frick of it, because I have an Evolving Skies booster box right now. They're about across the $2,000 mark. I think so. Hopefully, man. That would be pretty freaking dope. But going back to Shining Fates, we do have, you know, the chase card is pretty cheap, and the ETB is expensive. Don't get me wrong, guys, but you're literally buying a Sword and Shield ETB that's an exclusive set, etc., etc. And you know, this set has gotten a lot of hate, bro. And would I say this is the strongest set? Would I say that this set will see very strong growth within 2 years? Not strong growth, but I think you'll see substantial growth. And most importantly, you'll probably see a steady growth, because that's what all Shining Fates is. I mean, if we look at the 1 year graph, guys, this thing has gone up 100%. And the really nice thing about investing into older sets is that you don't have to worry about major price dips, because these sets are no longer in print. Unless, obviously, right, keep this in mind, Pokemon just does stupid reprint, which could happen. It's very important to be, you know, very important to be humble in the market. But, you know, release of 2021, guys, this is literally, we are getting pretty close, I'm not gonna lie, to 2026. So practically this is almost a 5-year set. And I like how it says this, and I'm gonna highlight it: the spiritual sequel to the beloved 2019 Hidden Fate set. And you know, it sort of brings that. We have Paldean Fates, and we have Shining Fates and Hidden Fates. So keep that in mind, guys. You know, Hidden Fates is too much money, Paldean Fates is too much money, but why not? Instead of buying one Paldean Fates ETB, why not go ahead and buy 2 Shining Fates ETBs? Why not just do that? I have a Shining Fates ETB, I have the Chase card in this set, I have the Crobat, I have the Dragapult, because I believe, you know, in a diverse portfolio, and most importantly, an interesting one. I'm doing a little bit of an interesting take on this as well. I know that what I'm saying right here could be iffy to a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys are probably going to be commenting. You know, I agree with what you say about this set being old, but I don't agree with you in terms of this set being a good, strong set for growth. So that could also be a viable reason. But that's going to wrap it up, guys, for today's video. I hope all of you did enjoy. And most importantly, if you do want to support your boy, go ahead and join the memberships or subscribe, whatever you like to do. No rush, no hush, whatever. That's kind of weird. But yeah, guys, just know that there's a lot of stuff coming out right now in the market. New videos, try to every single day. Have a great day, my friends, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.